The galaxy has known peace for millennia, or so it believes. Governed by the Galactic Council, a union of over 100 advanced species, the core civilizations enjoy stability, order, and a strictly maintained historical narrative. Central to that narrative is the Seed World Protocol, a set of ancient laws meant to protect developing planets from premature contact. But one seed world isn't protected. It's missing. The story begins through the eyes of Varix, a junior archivist of the Lorenthari, a scholarly amphibious species known for their obsessive historical preservation. Varix, stationed deep within the Grand Archive of Zithx IV, stumbles across a sealed vault of redacted files while scanning old star maps. What catches his attention is an anomaly, a blank sector of space, meticulously erased from every known database, even those dating back thousands of cycles. Curiosity turns to obsession when Varix deciphers a partial reference: Sol system, seed origin, designation Earth. According to galactic records, there is no such system. Earth does not exist. Meanwhile, out in the remote fringe of Council territory, something strange begins to stir. Patrol ships report unexplained warp disruptions along the outer ring. Automated probes vanish. Navigation systems glitch out near coordinates with no official relevance. Whispers of an approaching storm spread among frontier merchants and smugglers. Still, the Council dismisses it all as anomalies. Until the ESS Revenant, a human dreadnought ship of unrecognizable configuration, decloaks in interstellar orbit near the edge of the galactic core. The ship makes no move to attack or communicate. It simply watches. Back in the archive, Varix continues his unauthorized digging and pieces together fragments from the ancient Elder Council records, logs referencing a species from a blue water world whose civilization advanced faster than projections. These beings were unpredictable, emotionally volatile, and uniquely creative. The Elders feared that if allowed to evolve naturally, they could destabilize the galactic balance. The solution? Erase them, remove their coordinates, seal all mention of them behind psychic encryption. Earth and everything about it was to be forgotten, but Earth was not destroyed. It was simply hidden. Varix realizes the implications. If this lost world survived in exile, what might its people have become? Who were they now? And most importantly, why have they returned? As he attempts to report his findings to his superiors, Varix is stonewalled, his access revoked, and the file fragments erased before his eyes. Someone still doesn't want Earth to be known, but it's already too late. The ESS Revenant activates an old, nearly obsolete form of subspace communication, something predating modern Council tech. The broadcast is simple, in galactic standard. We are returning what you tried to erase. We remember who we are. Earth remembers. The message is heard by every major faction across the galaxy. No species claims responsibility. No one knows what these beings are capable of. And no one can deny the ancient, primal fear in the room. When the Council convenes an emergency session, something lost has been found. And it's not waiting for permission to rejoin the galaxy. Part 2 shifts the narrative focus from the Galactic Council's perspective to humanity's own, and reveals the truth behind Earth's mysterious reappearance. We're introduced to Captain Elira Vec, commander of the ESS Revenant, the imposing dreadnought that stunned the galaxy by emerging from deep stealth in Part 1. She stands aboard the bridge of the vessel, staring out at the stars the Council tried to deny her kind. The crew around her, calm, efficient, and eerily silent, are the product of hundreds of years of evolution, not just biologically, but ideologically. These aren't the humans the galaxy tried to erase. These are the humans they feared would one day return. Vec reflects on humanity's long exile. When Earth discovered centuries ago that its coordinates and entire existence had been scrubbed from galactic records, it didn't panic. It adapted. A handful of explorers from the early interstellar era stumbled across remnants of the Council's manipulation, encrypted alien transmissions, ancient debris and species that refused to speak Earth's name. Rather than seek re-entry into a system that cast them out, Earth chose a different path. Humanity went dark. They severed their old comm systems, abandoned known jump routes, and disappeared from known space entirely. While the Council assumed they had been neutralized or destroyed by their own volatility, Earth expanded in secret, establishing hidden colonies, mastering energy fields the rest of the galaxy still considered theoretical, and building a civilization under the radar. A phantom empire in the shadows of the stars. On board the Revenant, we see the results. A ship equipped with subdimensional shielding, quantum-anchored AI, and weapons powerful enough to destabilize moons. But this isn't a war fleet. Not yet. This is Earth's first step back into the galactic conversation, and the ship itself is a message. Vec recalls the words of Earth's governing body, the Sol Ascendancy, before she left. We do not return to conquer. We return so they can never pretend we didn't exist. This moment isn't just about presence, it's about proof. Proof that Earth endured, that Earth grew stronger in exile, and that Earth remembers everything. Back in Council space, the shockwaves from the Revenant's appearance have paralyzed the upper echelons of power. Dozens of species demand answers. Many younger races have no idea who or what Earth even is, leading to widespread confusion. The older member species, the so-called elders, know exactly what the name means, and they are terrified. When the Revenant sends a transmission into open space, it bypasses Council ciphers entirely. It's encoded in Old Standard, a language abandoned thousands of years ago, but still stored in the deepest archives of the galaxy's AI systems. The message is brief. You buried us in silence. We grew in the dark. We have returned, not as relics, but as reckoning. Panic spreads in some corners, curiosity in others. Entire civilizations pause to listen. For the first time in living memory, the galaxy is witnessing the return of something it thought it had erased. Not just humanity, but the unpredictability, the ambition, and the audacity that once defined them. The Revenant doesn't move. It doesn't need to. The message has already been delivered. With Earth's return no longer deniable, the Galactic Council scrambles to contain the fallout. Panic spreads not only through the political chambers, but across the media networks of countless species. Most citizens have never even heard of Earth. Those who have remember it only as a footnote, a supposed primitive world that either destroyed itself or vanished eons ago. Now it's undeniable. Earth wasn't destroyed. It was erased. Inside the Central Council Citadel, the chamber of the High Assembly convenes in emergency session. Tensions are high. Holographic envoys of various species shout over one another demanding answers. The 5 elder species, the original founders of the Council, remain ominously quiet. They know the truth, and soon, everyone else will too. Back. On Zythex 4, Varix, the Lorenthari archivist introduced in Part 1, has been arrested for accessing classified history. Despite the risk, he had already transmitted fragments of the Earth-related files he uncovered to an underground network of truth seekers. That network is now analyzing ancient Council protocols hidden under layers of psychic encryption. What they find changes everything. Thousands of cycles ago, when Earth was first discovered, the initial contact team filed an alarming report. Humans were evolving far faster than predicted. Their technology advanced chaotically, but relentlessly. Unlike most species, humans weren't bound by singular thought paths. They invented contradictions, weaponized empathy, and defied probability. Worse still, they displayed signs of cultural unification during conflict rather than collapse. The report included a stark recommendation from the Sithari, one of the Council's most ancient and influential members. Humanity will not be guided. They will not submit. They will catalyze rebellion in others, contain them, before they ignite the stars. A secret vote was held. Earth was placed under a protocol never before used: total obfuscation. Not only was humanity's existence classified, but Earth's coordinates were scrubbed from every navigational chart. Records were destroyed, Scouts were redirected, and entire AI systems were rewritten. The galaxy was told Earth had never existed, but they underestimated humanity's resilience and their curiosity. Back on the ESS Revenant, Captain Elira Vec receives an encrypted signal from within Council space. It's Varix, still alive, operating under a false identity through pirate networks. He has managed to send her the complete archive, the Council's ancient vote to erase Earth. Vec forwards the files to Earth's High Command. Within hours, every major news stream across the galaxy is hacked. The files go public. Now the lie can't be contained. Species that always suspected the elders of suppressing potential begin to stir. Civilizations once loyal to the Council question their history. Some are outraged that such power was used to silence an entire species. Others are terrified. If the Council hid Earth, what else have they hidden? In response, the elders release an emergency statement. They claim it was for galactic safety, that humanity posed a threat to stability. But the galaxy no longer trusts them. The Council's credibility fractures. As a final warning, Earth sends a second transmission. We watched you erase us. Now you will watch us rise. Humanity hasn't fired a shot. They haven't moved a single ship. But already they've destabilized the most powerful alliance in galactic history, with nothing but the truth. The truth is out. The galaxy now knows that Earth was deliberately hidden, not because it was dangerous at the time, but because it might become dangerous. That possibility has finally arrived. Part 4 begins with chaos erupting across Council space. Riots break out on several mid-tier worlds, especially those of younger species who now question whether their development was similarly manipulated. Some demand open contact with Earth. Others call for war, afraid of what humanity might do next. Inside the Council, fractures deepen. The Valari Ascendancy, a younger but militarily significant member state, secedes in protest, citing the Council's betrayal of its own ideals. Several independent systems openly declare their intention to ally with Earth, if Earth will have them. But Earth remains silent. The ESS Revenant holds its position. No fleets have followed it. No demands have been made. That silence is more terrifying than any invasion. We shift perspective to Admiral Hexal, the war-hardened Korathi leader of the Council's defense armada. Unlike many of his peers, Hexal remembers Earth, not from records, but from first-hand encounter. He was a junior officer on one of the last recon missions before Earth went dark. He remembers the planet's chaotic cities, its unpredictable weather, its defiant people. He recalls how even in the face of overwhelming alien technology, humans didn't beg or panic. They adapted, and that scared the elders. Now, Hexal is ordered to confront the Revenant. He mobilizes a fleet of 12 capital ships and over 100 support vessels. As the massive armada arrives near the edge of human space, tension ripples through both sides. The Revenant doesn't react. It simply waits. Admiral Hexal opens a secure channel, not with threats, but with a question. What do you want? Captain Elira Vec answers in kind. A conversation. You came with weapons. We came with truth. Still, the Council orders Hexal to force a response. Reluctantly, he complies. A single cruiser is sent forward to probe the Revenant's defenses with a precision pulse non-lethal, just enough to provoke. What happens next becomes legend. The Revenant doesn't fire conventional weapons. Instead, it activates a graviton lens, a human-invented device that bends space itself. The pulse never reaches the ship. The attacking cruiser is harmlessly relocated 5 kilometers backward, intact but disarmed. Every ship in the Armada watches, stunned, as the laws of physics appear to shift around the human vessel. Then the Revenant speaks again. We learned to make weapons you still debate in theory. We studied war while you forgot it existed. We mastered silence so you could believe we were gone. No damage was done, no blood was spilled. But the message is clear. Humanity doesn't need to fight. If it does, the galaxy won't be ready. Admiral, Hexal, after a moment of silence, deactivates his weapons. He withdraws the fleet without firing a shot. Later in private, he sends an encrypted message to the Council. You didn't stop them. You gave them time. Now the galaxy understands. Earth didn't just survive being erased. It evolved in isolation. In hiding, it forged ideas beyond comprehension, technologies, philosophies, and resolve the rest of the galaxy has never known. And the fire the Council tried to extinguish, it has only just begun to burn. The galaxy reels from the confrontation in Part 4, where the ESS Revenant effortlessly repelled a probing attack from the Council Armada without violence. Fear and curiosity now grip the stars. Species once loyal to the Galactic Council begin asking hard questions. Who is Earth really? What else are they hiding? The answer begins to unfold on a cold, uncharted moon orbiting a dying gas giant, Kelon 6. It's here that we meet Sirkai, a Sithari defector and once loyal Council scientist who had long doubted the Elder's truth. Decades ago, Sirkai vanished from official records. What no one knew is that he wasn't killed. He joined the humans. Sirkai's message, now broadcast to thousands of independent systems, is a revelation. Humanity did not hide alone. They made alliances, while the Council was busy erasing them. We discover that during Earth's isolation, humans secretly contacted dozens of outcast species, refugees, political exiles, artificially constrained civilizations the Council deemed too disruptive. Species the Elders labeled dangerous for their independence or innovation. Earth offered them sanctuary, technology, and collaboration. These species became known as the Shrouded Accord. The Accord is a network of hidden colonies, fleets, and research hubs spread across fringe systems and unstable sectors the Council had abandoned or ignored. In Earth's shadow, they thrived. Together, they pooled resources, shared philosophies, and built a quiet alliance unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, one based on mutual secrecy, growth, and eventual return. Captain Elira Vec, now Earth's de facto ambassador, receives a communiqué from one such ally. The Vaskari swarm, a hive-intellect species the Council had attempted to sterilize centuries ago for unregulated replication. Now, they pilot sleek biomechanical ships and offer to escort the Revenant deeper into Council-controlled space, not to attack, but to bear witness. Other races follow suit. The Torvalen nomads, once outcast for their refusal to integrate into Council infrastructure, appear in the skies above neutral trade routes flying banners with Earth's sigil. The Quinari seers, long believed extinct, emerge from gravitational storms on phase-shifted cruisers chanting Earth's name in reverence. Earth didn't just build ships, it built faith. Within the Council, paranoia peaks. The Elders realize too late that their greatest fear has come true. Not that Earth would return, but that others would follow. Species that once trembled before, the Council now look to Earth as a symbol of defiance and survival. Meanwhile, unrest blooms into rebellion. On 3 mid-level Council worlds, populations rise up against puppet governments, waving not their planetary flags, but the sigil of Earth and the Shrouded Accord. No Earth forces intervened. They didn't have to. The idea of Earth has become a weapon all its own. A message from Earth's high command plays across the galactic net. You silenced us. We listened. You exiled us. We expanded. You warned them about us. Now they come by choice. The galaxy finally sees the truth. The Council's attempt to bury Earth only seeded a revolution. Earth isn't conquering the stars. It's waking them up. Everything has led to this moment. The revelations of Earth's erasure, the rise of the Shrouded Accord, and the galaxy-wide awakening have shattered the Galactic Council's illusion of control. Now in the heart of the capital world Illyrius Prime, the last emergency session of the full High Council is called. Not to govern, but to survive. Part 6 begins with the Council Elders scrambling for options. Their fleets are intact, their territory vast, but their authority is crumbling. Protests have become revolts. Council species are defecting one after another. The idea of Earth, once buried, has grown into a movement. one the Council can neither control nor predict. Some elders call for war, strike Earth before they expand further. But cooler heads argue that war would only accelerate the Council's fall. Earth hasn't attacked, Earth hasn't occupied. Earth simply arrived, exposed the truth, and let the galaxy decide. That's what terrifies the Council most. They're losing without a shot being fired. Meanwhile, Captain Elira Vec and the ESS Revenant approach the Illyrius system under escort, not just by human ships, but by fleets from the Vascari, the Tor Valan, the Quinari, and over 20 other species. Not one weapon is raised, not one shot is fired. The message is clear. We come in peace, but we will not come alone. Elira is summoned to speak before the High Council. Flanked by her non-human allies, she steps into the chamber once reserved only for elders and their vassals. What follows isn't a demand or ultimatum, it's a declaration. Earth offers no conquest, no empire, no revenge. What they offer is an alternative, a new galactic assembly, one built on transparency, mutual advancement, and shared sovereignty. They call it the Stellar Compact. Elira speaks with calm finality. We won't replace your rule with ours. We offer what you never did, freedom without fear. Join us, or be left behind. The room goes silent. The galaxy watches. Not just the Council, but the billions across hundreds of worlds who have already begun flying Earth's sigil. This is the moment the old order decides if it will adapt or collapse. The Council splinters. Some species, bound by fear, pride, or loyalty, refuse. They withdraw behind fortified systems, vowing to resist what they call the human uprising. But many others rise and walk out of the Council chamber, following Elira, following Earth. By day's end, the once unified Council has fractured into two, those clinging to control and those embracing change. Earth doesn't fire a weapon. It doesn't need to. The galaxy changes course by choice. In the final scene, we return to Earth itself, no longer hidden, no longer forgotten. Cities glow with alien visitors. Children speak in dozens of languages. Shipyards build not for war, but for discovery. Humanity, once erased, now leads, not by dominance, but by example. A final voiceover from Elira plays, "They feared we would bring war. We brought a future." And as the camera pans to space, thousands of ships from dozens of species jump into the void, not to flee but to explore, under the banner of the Stellar Compact. The age the Council feared has arrived, and Earth is just getting started.